Long before they shocked the tech giants of Silicon Valley, a group of quiet mathematicians used an incredibly simple AI formula to conquer the Asian markets. What if the most disruptive artificial intelligence on the planet wasn't born in a multi-billion-dollar laboratory in San Francisco, but inside the server rooms of a secretive Chinese quantitative hedge fund? This is the story of how High-Flyer Quant, a firm managing billions in Hangzhou, pivotally leveraged their stock market predicting supercomputers to build DeepSeek, the AI that sent shockwaves through Wall Street and Silicon Valley alike. To understand how this happened, we have to look at how hedge funds work. Picture a traditional trading floor. Chaotic, loud, driven by human gut instinct. Now, wipe that clean. Replace it with silent racks of supercomputers. High-Flyer Quant realized early on that the stock market is just a massive, noisy mathematical equation. By 2019, they were using advanced deep learning to predict stock price movements down to the millisecond. To do this, they built a private supercomputer named Yinghua-1, powered by thousands of NVIDIA GPUs. They weren't just trading. They were building one of the most powerful computing infrastructures on Earth, hidden right under everyone's noses. But then came the realization that changed everything. Predicting the next price movement of a stock is fundamentally the same mathematical challenge as predicting the next word in a sentence. Both require recognizing hidden patterns in massive streams of historical data. When the generative AI boom exploded, High-Flyer didn't just watch. They spun off a dedicated AI research lab called DeepSeek. While Silicon Valley was throwing blank checks at raw computing power, this team of elite quantitative traders approached AI with a brutal, hyper-efficient hedge fund mentality. Every single floating point operation had to justify its cost. So how did they bypass the massive hardware bottlenecks that limit everyone else? They engineered two revolutionary breakthroughs. First, they mastered mixture of experts, or MOE. Think of a standard AI like a massive corporation where every single employee must read and approve every single email. It is incredibly slow and expensive. DeepSeek's MOE's beta acts like an ultra-smart router. It activates only 2 out of 64 specialist subnetworks for any given task, leaving the rest asleep. This slashes the active compute cost to a fraction. But their second breakthrough was even wilder. Multi-head latent attention, or MLA. In traditional transformer models, the AI has to store massive amounts of temporary data in its memory, known as the KV cache, to remember the context of a conversation. It's like a detective trying to solve a case, but having to carry thousands of heavy paper files everywhere they go. MLA compresses this data into a tiny mathematical vector, allowing the AI to process vast amounts of context using 80% less memory. Then came the ultimate twist: training cost. In early 2025, DeepSeek released DeepSeek v3 and DeepSeek R1. R1 matched OpenAI's reasoning model, O1, on key benchmarks. But while Silicon Valley giants spend hundreds of millions, if not billions, training their frontier models, DeepSeek trained theirs for just $5.6 million. How? They introduced a training algorithm called Group Relative Policy Optimization, or GRPO. Traditionally, teaching an AI to reason requires a second, massive critic model to grade its answers. It's like hiring a private tutor for every student. GRPO eliminates the critic entirely. Instead, the AI generates a group of answers, grades them against each other, and learns from its own internal group dynamics. It is elegant, ultra-lean, and sharp. The aftermath was immediate. tech stocks plummeted, losing hundreds of billions of dollars in market value in a single day, as investors realized that the cost barrier to bleeding-edge AI had just collapsed. The secret hedge fund project had democratized artificial intelligence, proving that raw capital is no match for extreme algorithmic efficiency. The paradigm has shifted. The future of technology won't just belong to whoever has the deepest pockets, but to whoever can write the smartest, most elegant code.